Today, we're going to be talking about why sellers should do some updates before they list their home. One of the things that we see, if you're trying to skip like the $5,000 in upgrades and paint or carpet, you don't want to do that. It could end up costing you maybe $10,000, $20,000 in actual sales price because you didn't want to do those repairs up front or the small make ready things. And so if your home isn't selling, there may not be a problem with the price. That's the issue. It may just be a problem of just the condition of the home, and that buyers are just walking through the front door and they're just walking right back out because they're just like, it's just too much little things I don't want to do. We got Garrett Weathers Property Group. And so today we're going to be talking about what should those sellers be doing that maybe doesn't cost a lot of money that can actually help move that home and sell that home.
Yeah, so right now with our current market, buyers have options. So as a seller, if you're in a position to where you can do these repairs and updates, and we're not saying do a full remodel of the house. If your paint is pretty old or if you got a lot of wild colors, might be a good idea to get a few bids to have the paint done. Flooring, carpet, especially carpet in main living areas, buyers don't like that. So if your carpet's in bad shape, if you're able to, it's recommended to replace it. Even if it's just replaced with something bland, very neutral.
Neutral, yeah.
Keep it neutral. No, nothing wild, because the buyers don't want to do those things when they move in.
No, I think we just did a video we can link to below about how buyers can save money by cost you less money to buy a home that is make ready and just pay the extra $10,000 up front versus like paying $10,000 cash later, right? Like if you can pay it in the mortgage, it's only gonna be $60 a month versus you coming out of pocket with an extra 10 grand after you buy the house with all the closing costs, the moving costs. You're not gonna have an extra 10 grand. So as a seller, you should be making that house show ready. Like somebody can move into it, right? Because just like you don't want to do repairs when you move in a house, they don't either, right?
Yeah, when selling the house, when it comes to pricing, when we run our CMAs, we look at the pricing to price accordingly. But you've got to look at the other homes that did sell. Okay, why did they sell quickly versus sit on the market for a long time? What was the reason? Was it price? Was it listed too high? Or was it the way the inside of the house looks? If you price a home right and it looks good, it should sell rather quickly. If it's overpriced, that's the most detrimental thing right now for a seller, is it's going to sit on the market longer. And then at one point in time, you're going to start chasing the market down in price, and you got your holdover costs, mortgage payments, utilities, taxes, insurance, all that you're going to pay while you're listed for potentially 6 months. Whereas if you had listed it accordingly with the condition of the home to begin with, maybe sold in 45 to 60 days. But the buyers, they've got a lot of options right now. So you got to make your house stand out. Can't change the location of our house.
It's hard to pick it up and move it.
It's not cost effective to change the bones of the house.
No.
So the things that you can do is you can change the price, and then you can do some cosmetic updates.
Yeah.
So like we're talking about today is the buyers want it to be move-in ready. If the biggest cosmetic update you can do on the inside of the house is paint and flooring. Those can be done relatively cheap compared to a full remodel.
Yeah.
So those can be done pretty quickly while you're getting the house ready to list, if you're in a position to do that. So as a seller, not every seller has the financial means to throw that money at the house to do those updates. The other thing is be prepared to have a buyer ask for a seller concession to account for those updates. So that's going to be a credit to them to offset their closing costs and potentially have them do the repairs after they close on the home.
Which, like say, they're probably not going to want to do, right?
Probably not going to want to do right now, since buyers there's a lot of inventory available. So buyers have options. And if your house is priced at $350 and needs $20,000 worth of cosmetic updates, and there's a house that's a few blocks away that's priced at $370 and it's ready to go, they're going to go buy that $370 house, even though it costs more. Even if you got the same exact quote, hey, it's going to cost me 20 grand to do these fixes and updates, that house is ready for them to move in.
It's it comes back to the time thing. Convenience.
It's a time thing.
People are going to pay money for convenience, right?
It's time. I mean, you look at it in other industries, we pay to have our groceries picked up for us.
Yeah.
So people will pay for that convenience. And even though in this case for the housing, it's a much more expensive convenience.
Yeah. Well,
but it depends on the buyer situation. Yeah. If you've got buyers and if they're upgrading and your house is great and it's move-in ready, you got a 4 or 5 bedroom house and it's immaculate, and that family is upgrading, they're going to be a little bit more careful. So if they're coming from a low interest rate loan that they bought a few years ago and they're upgrading homes, they're not going to want to spend that much money and that monthly payment on a home that they've got to spend the next 2 or 3 months or maybe longer to fix up.
Yeah.
For most buyers. And if it's a buyer that does want that type of home, well, guess what? As a seller, they're not going to offer you your full listing price unless you price it accordingly. But even then, they're still going to come in and look for value.
Yeah.
So they're still going to come in lower.
Well, going back to your example, the 350 house versus the 370 house, so that's $20,000 difference, right, for the buyer. But if say they have a rate of in the sixes, that payment is probably like the $130, right? If I'm going to buy a house and then move into it and then spend an extra $20,000 in upgrades to get it back to par with the other house on the street, I'd rather spend the other $130 because a lot of times cash flow is more important than my monthly payment is, yeah, it matters, but I'd rather have $20,000 in my pocket in my reserves so I don't get foreclosed on, or so I can move, or I can do other things that I wanted to do the house, like buy furniture that fits this room, versus waiting and doing this repair of $20,000. Where am I going to get $20,000 from? Well, the bank will lend you $20,000 on a house, but private loan is going to cost you 10, 12%. Right?
It's going to cost you more. So, and realistically, depending on the buyer, a lot of them don't have that extra cash laying around to do those repairs. So they're going to try to get it in some way.
Yeah.
They're going to negotiate off the sales price, or maybe the price and potentially a seller credit. So as a seller, you're really not gaining any value by not listing accordingly to what the market is talking with us right now.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you list it too high and it's not ready for move in, then you're chasing market down. Well, then as a seller, you've lost out on mostly money and time.
And the people that looked at your house initially and they go, it's overpriced. That buyer, they're probably looking to buy and they bought some other house. They didn't buy your house. Now you're sitting there. Now you have to wait for another buyer, which they don't there's not a new buyer every day necessarily.
Yeah. Well, or that same buyer is watching your house and they see you dropping the price.
And now they're
they're down this much. Maybe they'll come down a little further.
Yeah. They're desperate.
Maybe because that buyer may not be in a position where they've got to move right now. So they've got time to wait. They've got time for you to wait for you as a seller to maybe drop that price a little bit more. And then they're still going to come in and ask for the same type of concessions.
Yeah.
Having that home ready to go is more important in today's market.
Yeah. I think me and Amber said this, and I said this in the last video too, but I'll just keep beating this drum. You want to be the best product at the best price. And that's what's going to sell your home. Yep. Not overpricing it, not being, well, I'm not going to redo the carpets or paint or mow the grass. I'm going to save that little money and then I'm going to pay for it at $10,000, $20,000 in sales price later on. I'd rather just tell our clients, hey, you need to put mulch down. You need to put those flowers in. You get 100% return on investment on your landscaping. For dollar, that's probably one of your best investments. Because, and I tell these clients too, hey, if you're at a listing, the first thing they see when they pull up is going to be what the home looks like from the outside. And the last thing before they leave is going to be the landscaping before they walk away. So that curb appeal matters.
Yeah, the curb appeal matters. So as a seller, you want to do everything, like you said, you want to do everything you can that makes you stand out. Because your competition is hopefully getting the same good advice from their realtor. Probably not, but hopefully they are. So all of our competition when we're selling the house, I hope they're not getting it. That way ours sells first.
Exactly. But we want to win too, right?
We want to win too, yeah. But like you said, when you pull up to the house, of how the house looks is the first thing they see. If the yard's overgrown, lots of weeds in the flower beds, and you can't see the house,
you're distracted by those.
You're distracted. And same thing goes on the inside of the house.
Yeah.
If you've lived in that house for any amount of time and it's a resale, then you've lived in the home. You maybe raised your family in it. It's been loved. It's going to need some TLC.
Yeah.
And buyers are going to see that. So you just have to keep that in mind as a seller. Like, hey, look, let's keep in mind, this is what their buyers are going to see. My photographer's great. They can make it look immaculate to get people in. And that's their job. But once they're inside, I'm not saying they're going to nitpick and get right up on the walls and look at all the scuff marks, but you can tell when a home's been lived in, especially if it's been lived in with young children. Our homes get banged up.
Yeah,
they really do. So some cosmetic work can go a long way in getting that buyer to pull the trigger.
Well, I think it's some of those. So the small repairs that have those big returns, like we talked about carpet, paint, and then other things. Maybe sometimes buyers just overestimate that cost. They think, oh, this carpet in this bedroom is going to be, it's a one bedroom that needs it to be done, and you just didn't do that one bedroom, and it's like, oh, that's got to be another $10,000 because they don't know, right?
Yeah.
And it might be like a $2,000 room, but in their mind, oh, it's 10,000. I got to get 10,000, and it's going to cost them time. So then they're just going to overestimate the cost, right?
Yeah, and a lot of times they do overestimate the cost. Their friends who did a full remodel, they're like, "Oh, this room cost me $25,000."
Yeah.
Well, 15 of that was
stereo
equipment, or you completely gutted the walls and you changed everything, and $3,000 of it was your flooring. So there are things that are expensive, but at the same time, you can get those things done pretty quickly and rather cheaply compared to the cost of the whole house.
Yeah, I actually did a video with a contractor where we talked about what repairs you could get done for say $25, $50, or $75,000. So you can go check that video out if you want, because I think that sometimes people just don't understand how much. What can you do for that budget, and how much can you get done? And I think most of the time we're talking, if we're a house, we're at a listing appointment, or we're talking to a seller. Hey, we're sticking on that lower side. We're not talking about a $75,000 remodel here. We're talking about, hey, 5, 10, maybe.
Yeah, it's on the lower end.
Yeah,
you're not going to replace this carpet in that example with a high-end carpet. Keep it neutral, builder grade. You can do it pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Same thing with if you've got old brass finishings. That's very 1980s. People don't want that unless you just have an eclectic lifestyle. But go spend $1,000 at Home Depot to buy new faucets, new fixtures, and you can redo all the bathrooms in that case.
Yeah,
and that can make a big difference.
It makes a difference in the look, and
you're not doing a whole remodel, but you're doing these minor things that visually make it look so much newer. That's got to match.
Yeah.
Doorknobs. If you got old brass finishings, you got brass doorknobs, super cheap, and get the nickel plated ones that are silver looking, and they're really cheap. Or you can go nicer, but still on the cheaper end, and do the black finish brass. And depending on how many doors you've got, it's a few $100 to do those updates, and makes it look completely different and makes it pop on the inside.
Totally change the look of the home just by doing those fixtures. And I think, so changing out old lights, changing out the faucets. I think if you walk in a home, the faucet's hanging, it's dripping water, and like, okay, this home, it's just one of those things that's going to show like, hey, this home isn't been well cared for. So what else, if they didn't care for the faucet that they're using every day, what else didn't they take care of? Right? Dripping? Is the water here old? Is the foundation bad?
And then they're just going to start running through their mind like, okay, they didn't necessarily take care of this, like you said. What did they not do? Even if you've done great maintenance on the home over the years, as a buyer, they're going to think, what else didn't they do?
First thought.
Whether it's true or not. And then if you are lucky enough and they put in an offer on your home, they have an inspection done, then they're just going to nitpick that inspection like crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those things I need to get done too, is have an inspector. We've scheduled one before, but home inspections, we always recommend as buyers agents, like, hey, you should get your home inspected. And a lot of times their job is to nitpick the house apart, right? And find all the problems so that you're aware of what you're buying. And it's a good job. But I think sometimes it does get scary of, hey, there's all these problems in this home, and there's all these small problems they're pointing out on top of what you can see, that you're thinking, okay, well, the AC's dripping, the water here needs this, I need to get this crack checked out, the roof needs repairs. And on top of all that, you have the fixtures are outdated, and the door handles are old, and the shower heads got calcium buildup on it. It's too much, right?
It's too much.
It's going to be too much.
Yeah, so then they're going to be willing to walk away, or they're going to want to do a big seller credit to account for all that.
Yeah, all these problems.
On top of something they maybe already negotiated with the initial offer.
Yeah.
So all that, those are things to look at as the seller. And a lot of things can be done inside the home, having it professionally cleaned, have professional photos done. You mentioned calcium buildup on some of your faucets and fixtures and the shower glass doors. That all can be cleaned up. And pay a company, have a company come in and professionally clean them all. It's worth you're going to get your hundreds of dollars to have that done. You're going to get your money back when you sell that house.
Yeah.
Because it's not just has a good curb appeal, but now on the inside, it looks better.
Yeah. Nobody wants to buy a dirty house, right?
No, not a dirty house.
You don't want to buy a dirty car. Why would you want to spend $5,000 on a house that's dirty?
There's a reason the dealerships are like, man, they get these cars nice and they sparkle and they look good. And that's what you want your house to do as well. Yeah. You want to appeal to as many buyers as you can, because you're competing with these other homes.
Yeah.
And when you're competing against the other homes, if they're all equal, if it's a fairly new neighborhood, all the homes built in the same years, at that point, if yours looks the same as the others, how can you make it stand out?
Yeah.
It's a lot of times in that case, it's going to be price, but sometimes it could just be these small little things that make the difference. If the pictures all look the same, but then they walk into your house and yours is so much cleaner versus the other ones. That could be the difference. So it's very important to make it, basically, for lack of a better term, show ready. I mean, it's showroom ready. You want it to sparkle. That's going to be more important. And it doesn't mean that you necessarily, in our market right now, that you would sell for more, but potentially sell in a shorter time.
I think that's, yeah. I think sometimes people say, well, if I put in $5,000 to redo the carpet, so I get the $5,000 back. Well, not necessarily. You're not going to get it maybe necessarily in that list price, but you won't have to maybe cut your price of your home $5,000 more dollars or $10,000 more dollars to sell your home because you didn't spend the $5,000.
Correct. Yeah. So instead of, okay, hey, we put $5,000 in carpet in, instead of dropping the sales by $5,000, and maybe you sell it in 45 days versus, hey, we just want to not spend that $5,000 and we'll wait till 60 days and drop the sales price. Well, then you wait another 30 days and you drop the sales price again. Well, now you're chasing that market down and you're costing yourself money.
Yeah.
Pricing is important, but at the same time, making it look ready and have it ready to go is key, especially in today's market where buyers do have more options. So if you're in your neighbor's house right next door to each other for sale and they're identical, they drop the sales price by $5,000, but you replace the carpet. That's one less thing that buyers got to do. So not saying that they would go for your house, but your house is going to appeal more, even though it's $5,000 more. But it's got that carpet's been replaced and everything else. And
Yeah.
your neighbor down the street is just dropping the price to maybe do a credit to account for that. But the buyers don't want to do that. They want it to be ready to go.
Yeah, because they don't want to spend that time or energy on that. So, I mean, it sounds like we're saying that the more interest you can drive and the better you show, the more likely you're going to get your sales price that you've been wanting on this home. So, Garrett, why don't you quickly tell them how they can best contact you?
The best way to contact me is either phone or email. So my phone number is 281-905-1172. My email address is garrett@weatherspropertygroup.com. So Garrett has 2 R's and 2 T's. Those are the best ways to contact me, available via those forms in some way 24/7. Try not to call me about midnight, but if I don't answer,
It'll be off at midnight.
it will be off. But if I don't answer, leave me a message and I will call you back.
Yeah, or you can text me that message.
You text me, yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, Garrett, for the discussion. I think you could go check out the buyer video as well, too. And as always, we're here to bring you real life experience to all your real estate needs. Like and subscribe.